Yikes. Things are heating up in the Bud Light boycott. And in some cases, getting pretty spicy for people who even work for Bud Light, which, you know, it's an interesting tactic. I don't think, I don't like it. But also, Budweiser releases a desperate new ad that is perhaps the most like pathetic attempt to rug sweep all of the ridiculous controversy that Anheuser-Busch has been under. And people are crushing it. People are roasting it. Of course, everyone knows that they really do have to acknowledge and apologize if they ever want a chance to win these people back. And it appears that they're just going to keep their fingers in their ears and keep ignoring it. And the ad is just proof of that. We're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Bloodline, Heroes of Lithis. This game has one of the most incredible and unique mechanics I've ever seen, and of course, stunning visuals. There's a new Bloodline every fortnight. Collect fantasy characters with sleek designs and unique abilities for each gender. Check out the new Bloodline just released, the Nine-Tailed Vulpins, who come from an eastern land of mysterious and deadly power. They are masters of illusion and spiritual magic, misdirecting their enemies and draining them of their life force. There's 1,000+ hybrids. It has some of the most unique gacha gameplay. Customize your champions by marrying any two bloodlines to create over 1,000 fantasy hybrids, endless possibilities for your lineups and matchmaking strategies. The hybrids inherit not only the talents and traits of their parents, but also the unique appearances passed down from each family tree fused into one. You have visually stunning 3D graphics. Deploy your team of hybrids into a vast and realistic fantasy world with stunning visuals. There's awesome, rewarding late game PvP play. All players can obtain uniquely designed hybrid champions, Bloodcraft Legends, by earning points in seasonal guild wars. There are other features where, of course, you can raise heirs with companions and waifus. You can switch genders and companions freely, build your own kingdom and economy with strategic gameplay, and of course, the beautiful scenes and interesting storylines. New bloodlines and legendary hybrids are constantly being released into the game, so the possibilities are endless for you to seek out the greatest hybrid to suit your style. Download the game now, free on both Android and iOS. Use my link in the description, scan the QR code showing on the screen, and you'll get a free starter pack worth $20 if you use my link of 1 summoning crystal, 100,000 gold, and 100 diamonds. The first 30 players to leave their in-game account ID and username in the pinned comment section down below will receive a free legendary female nine-tailed champion, one of the best support and CC units to carry you in the game. So check out Bloodlines, support the channel, and have fun. Hey, you got a long weekend ahead. Just trying out the game helps the channel out and keeps sponsors around, and they're very important. So try out Bloodlines. I think you'll have some fun with it. It's a long weekend, so you know you might have some time. Bud Light truck drivers have been flipped the bird, called homophobic names in the wake of the controversy. Truck drivers who deliver Bud Light have been flipped the middle finger, and vendors have been called various slurs, according to distributors reeling from slumping sales in the wake of the fiasco. Several top officials at beer distributor companies told ABC News that they have been put in an untenable position by Bud Light's St. Louis-based parent company, Anheuser-Busch. They're a foreign company. Anyway, which has seen sales of its top brand fall 6 consecutive weeks since the April 1st tie-up. Aside from harassing truck drivers, distributors have faced intentional collisions from shopping carts as they drop off Bud Light, and vendors have been called gay beer salesmen, officials for the family-owned businesses told the outlet. I feel like my main supplier has put the wholesalers and their employees in a really bad spot, one Anheuser-Busch distributor said. It's frustrating. Anheuser-Busch distributor based in the Pacific Northwest told ABC News it's sad that the boycotting consumers can't make the disconnect between independent wholesale and a big corporation. It's disheartening. Well, I mean, I don't think most people understand how this stuff works. I worked in retail, so I learned that there were special brands that did their own merchandising, and they had their own employees come in and take care of that, like stock it and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't think that it's like common knowledge that people would do that. A Kansas-based distributor, Passenger, which serves 23 rural counties in the state, told ABC that he's seen nearly a 30% fall in Bud Light sales since the boycott grew early last month. Anson Freiricks, an executive who left Anheuser-Busch, told ABC News the biggest losers here are the 500 independent businesses in the United States that distribute Anheuser-Busch products. Those people are really hurting. Well, a Bud Light gave him $500. I'm sure that helped. Matt Pessinger, owner of the distributor, told ABC News that he has seen a 2% drop in revenue since the social media post went viral. That's not very much. We stressed some because you never want to see red numbers. Pessinger had been resisting cutting costs to make up for the shortfall. He has spent more on sponsorships of local festivals and charities, he told ABC News. Our business philosophy is that you take care of the community and the community takes care of you. We're doubling down on that. I don't think that that's going to work, especially when you're sponsoring pride parades and stuff like that, you know. An official at High Plains Budweiser, a Nebraska-based distributor, told ABC News, in the end, the people hurt the most are the small local business retailers and wholesalers in your community. And I feel for them. I do. I feel for them. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Budweiser should take care of them. Anheuser-Busch should be taking care of them because they're the ones that did the damage. Trying to, like, say, hey, your boycott's is hurting us, so you should buy their beer again. That dog don't hunt. You know, that doesn't work. An official at High Plains Budweiser, I said that. The Kansas-based distributor told ABC News that while sales have slipped, there have been signs they're picking up again. The Pacific Northwest distributor agreed, I think the bad times are behind us. We do have a game plan if it comes to that level of severity, the distributor said. Last week, Steve Tatum, general manager of Montgomery, Alabama-based Bama Budweiser, paid for radio commercials. We at Bama Budweiser are upset about it and have made our feelings known to top leadership at Anheuser-Busch. Yeah, I mean, the thing is the sales are, I think that in a way, like the steepest decline is probably behind them because like the amount of people that are still hearing about it now is far fewer than we're hearing about it just a few weeks ago. Even videos on the topic don't do necessarily as good. I don't support harassing someone just trying to, even like being a jerk. I won't say harassing, but like flipping these people off, like, you want to flip off the truck for a picture? That's funny or whatever. But, the driver's just trying to do their job. And that's, it's the same thing with people at Target going up allegedly and giving the employees a hard time. I don't support that either. They're just trying to do their job. Stay focused. This kind of stuff draws away and will be seized on by the corporate media to make the boycott seem worse than it is or more evil than it is. And it's nuts to me that they continue to ignore this. This isn't going to fix it. And they released their new ad. Budweiser teams up with Harley Davidson for a very manly new advert as owner Anheuser-Busch tries to recover from Bud Light backlash over marketing campaign. Budweiser's teamed up, we know, with Harley Davidson for the cans, but this new ad for a macho commercial that includes beer cans emblazoned with the motorcycle maker's logo as company executives try to win back customers following the debacle. The commercial features a gray-beard male mechanic working on his Harley bike. Well, they get used to that. Just kidding, Harley riders, relax. Before three men are shown drinking the beer. Speaking over a rock instrumental, the male narrator says, the greatest legacies are built with grit and resilience. One detail at a time. Limited edition Budweiser Harley Davidson cans. For those who give everything to their craft, this Bud's for you. The masculine tone is in stark contrast to Bud Light's ill-fated partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, who saw the influencer receive a can of beer with their face on it to celebrate 365 days of Woman Face. Anheuser-Busch, the company which owns Budweiser, and Bud Light has lost $15 billion in value since the tie-up was announced, and bosses are desperately scrambling. I saw the stock was slightly positive today, up 16 cents. That's not going to undo the last 6 months is now in the red. You know, they've erased everything. For year to date, down 5%. Past 6 months, down 2%. You know, in the last month, down 13.84%. You know, will people, every time a new, like, you know, controversy happens, you see these huge plummets. Back in May, you know, May 23rd, there's a huge drop, and then another huge drop May 24th. It opens and it drops. It opens and it drops. Today, you know, up 16 cents. It's about break even, I suppose. But again, you see a lot of these other beer companies over the last 6 months. Molson Coors up 10%. It's up by the exact same percent. So it's, you know, it's interesting. The can does look good. Budweiser's commercial with Harley-Davidson, the first time the two companies have ever partnered, was released last week alongside the launch of the limited edition cans. Each cans feature the slogan, "Kings of Our Craft," and the words, "Brewed and built in the USA." Budweiser said, "The greatest legacies are built one detail at a time. Here's to an American collaboration for the ages." But the launch of the Facebook campaign was marred with a flood of comments from people still upset about the Mulvaney deal, suggesting attempts to move past the debacle have been unsuccessful. The backlash led to more calls for more boycotts. The company's portfolio also includes other major brands like Michelob Ultra and Stella. Shares of the company have fallen sharply amid major drop in Bud Light sales. We already know that kind of stuff. I mean, this is why the company haven't. I mean, Budweiser. It's the weekend of Memorial Day. By the way, shout out. Huge respect to those who have served their families and you know, potential losses they've had throughout their lives. Bud Light, one of the biggest, it's like the start of summer. And in the Midwest, it absolutely is. I don't know if you live in like Florida or California, if you really, but in the Midwest, probably the East Coast, barbecue time this week. Like, it's barbecue time, pool time, pools get opened, barbecues, beers, and they didn't even have a tweet. They haven't even tweeted about it. Meanwhile, everyone else is all over this. I guarantee you, if I go to Miller Lite, they say something about or Miller Lite. I bet you they've said something about Memorial Day. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Well, they haven't tweeted very much either. Probably because they are also. What about Yingling? Yingling Brewery, is this it? 23 hours ago. If you're looking to log off and crack open a cold lager, this is it. Yep. I mean, so, yeah, not really anybody talking about Memorial Day. I guess honoring our troops is not profitable anymore for these companies. That's a little disappointing. Hopefully Memorial Day is actually Monday, so a Memorial Day weekend is kind of the start of summer for a lot of us. I'm looking forward to getting outside for sure. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't take it out on, you know, the hourly wage slaves of these companies. They're just trying to support their families, you know, and I think most people agree with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do make sure you leave a like on it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.